Welcome, Allan QUINTALLET. I can tell you that after Allan QUINTALLET's presentation, we're going to listen to the Gerflor team that will be talking about their products. And you know what we told you yesterday about the practical workshops? You should try handball in a wheelchair. If you've not tried that, try it. Try handball in a wheelchair. Please don't forget to write your names down on the attendance sheets. And then we have stands and booths that you can go and have a look at. I know that yesterday we had a very busy day, but then you will see in the stands we have two mini conferences. One on the training of young referees in France, that's for young referees and refereeing, and another one organized by Frank Caddy, our colleague. We talked about climbing up the Mont Blanc mountain, and you know what he took from this event? Well, he derived an experience, a managerial experience for a sports event, which is very interesting. There's a good parallel between climbing a mountain, the Mont Blanc mountain, with a team of people who didn't know one another, and a sports event that could be like playing handball. Now, we'll do this in parallel with the practical workshops, so you'll be able to go from one to the next without any problems. And also, we still have tickets for tomorrow. Tickets for tomorrow are available at a nicer price. Each match will be sold at 15 euros if you're interested. 15 euros. If you're interested, ask for your tickets at the welcome desk. Thank you. There we are. Well, thank you very much for this interlude. Now, Allan QUINTALLET is the physical trainer with the French teams, men's teams. So he's really been essential for their success. He said, or he told us rather, that he is a self-made man, if I can say that is. He taught himself how to be a trainer. And he's always looking for new things, moving forward, looking for new things that are good for a group or for individuals. So, the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to go through a presentation, and that's on the notion of explosivity, how we train the French team, and explosivity and strength and speed is what we'll be talking about. And later on, we'll have practical sessions with the Ponto Combo team that you saw yesterday, managed by Alain's son. It's a family business this morning. So, you're very lucky. I can say you're very lucky, because usually what Alain asks people to do is to climb down the stairs and do a number of exercises with them. And but if you want to try, don't hesitate. Climb down the stairs and join us on the mats. Right, Alain, I don't want to be too talkative. You could start immediately. Thank you very much. Let me move forward. I can't see you otherwise. And okay, we'll be talking about how we help the French team and prepare them physically. But before that, let's talk about physical workout and what it was like 20 years ago. I'm old, old enough to know about the history of physical training. The gym teachers were the trainers to start with. Usually they were athletes themselves, and workout sessions in the 80s and perhaps beginning of the 90s and later on, there was a cardiopulmonary preparation. People would run a lot, and we had what we call in French PMA sessions in French, PMA. This is what we usually did, that is heartbeat and lung power. But then, you know, the rules of handball changed. The game is faster, people are more professional, people practice more. So we analyzed all of this. And, you know, in the year 2000, out of 10 matches of the French championship with students in Strasbourg, a young student analyzed how players were playing. We started with the videos, and then we looked at races, walking, jumping, etc. All of this. And even at that time, I must say, well, I'm not going to go through all the details, it would be too long. But look at this, look at this. The very final line, a player who stayed an hour on the court would walk 40 minutes. 40 minutes. So they're not lazy, even for the back players, the rear players. Whereas when you watch the game, you have the impression it's so fast. That's true, but each individual, as you can see, had to race very quickly, but not long, and they were doing a lot of walking, in fact. So we wondered about this. We asked ourselves the question. We thought, is it necessary to focus that much on the heartbeats and how people use their lungs and breathe? For 10 years, I worked with an exceptional person, Gilles Cometti, an academic. You might know Gilles, even though what he did was not always liked by people, because his approach was very much of a revolution, and he made me think about this balance between cardiopulmonary and neuromuscular. So, from this report and study, I started focusing on coordination, on explosivity, and when I started working with the French team, the national team, I thought we need to better analyze the situation. Let's continue with the slideshow. So together with INSEP, and that's for international matches against Slovenia, we equipped the players with an accelerometer. An accelerometer, I suppose you know that word. If you don't know what the accelerometer is, it's something that records all changes in direction, the speed of acceleration, and etc. Well, then we have to process all the data, and these are the results we've obtained. Next page, please. There we are. There we are. Now, let me show you some pictures. Pictures we've taken for an attack. Look at acceleration and look at the players that are at the periphery. It's not long, 2 minutes. Look at this. It's 2 or 3 times a foot on the floor, and then an impulse. A slight acceleration to find your position again. Look at this. That's easygoing. Easygoing. I'm not saying psychologically speaking, you need a total focus. Look at Danielle again, and here again, a positive action there. Look at this, the winger. There we are, not moving very much. 3 or 4 actions in a match, that's all. When you have a ball that reaches the wingers, 3 or 4 times maximum. Look at this on the wing. Look at the winger, totally immobile. It's not. I'm not saying he's not an important player in the match, but look at him again. This ball requires a shooting, but 3 or 4, that's all in the match. You know, this one, what should he practice? For a marathon, or for these 3 or 4 technical and physical actions? What should he do? If he's not at his best, he's going to lose sometimes, or miss a good shot. Right. So this is how we've analysed the matches. Now, that day, Fernandez played 28 minutes and scored 6 goals. Good activity for him. And, oh, sorry about this. I'm not looking this way because I'm short-sighted. But we have 5 areas for acceleration. The bottom area for acceleration up to this level is walking. The second zone is quick walking. The third level is some type of running, but slow running. And then dark brown is quick racing. So not much quick racing. Can you read the different categories there? I hope you can read that. For instance, Fernandez, look at this. That's for him. If you look at high intensity race, no. Yeah, thank you. There we are. So dark zone, zone 5, full acceleration once. 15 for attacks, normal, well-positioned attacks. He scored 6 goals, so that's normal. That's a one-on-one, plus the jumps, plus 50 defensive movements, moving backwards. It's normal. If he's the rear player close to the winger, he's got to react very quickly. So 5 times this. So not much. Now let's continue. Could you show us the recap table, please? No, anyway, that's the pass, I think. There we are. No, not this. Summary, yeah, that's the recap, that's the summary. There we are. That's the analysis. A total of 28 minutes. So during 23 minutes, he was either walking or jogging along. 10 seconds in zone number 4 and 3 seconds in zone 5. You know, 10 plus 3 is 13 seconds, not much. But then during these 13 seconds, there were 21 positive actions, 100% explosive. So 13 seconds. And this is when he scored the goals. This is when he was running backwards to defend himself. Good, positive actions. My conclusion after analyzing all of this, you know, it's all based on this. My practice, my workout is based on this. I look at matches, and the most important factors for performance is explosivity, speed, power and speed. You have to be strong, you have to be powerful. You saw that in the match yesterday. You need to be strong, but strong expressed through speed, and of course coordination. If there's no coordination, all of these skills will not necessarily be efficient, which means that the only thing is not just to be strong and quick. You have to be strong and quick, but also this should go through the technical movements. That's the whole thing about high-level sports. If a player today is technically good, but is a diesel engine that is too slow, then this player can no longer play at an extra high level. You have to be so quick. You remember yesterday the match? Maybe they were a bit tired, but you saw the difference probably between the Brazilians and the French. During the first half mainly, I thought the Brazilians were a bit slow. You will see in what we're going to see next, you will see that practice and build-up and workout can have an impact on these skills and abilities. No, backwards, please, backwards. As I said before, the key factors for a match, for performance, and you know, I didn't talk about cardiopulmonary practice. Of course, you have to have a good heart, because what is important is to repeat movements during practice and bodybuilding and workout. You have to have a good heart. Otherwise, you're going to be tired quickly, you're going to be injured quickly, and you would not be explosive enough. So, in terms of the general performance, what's important is endurance, quick recovery, and prevention. I'll explain this later on. Today, one of the limiting factors is injuries on the shoulders, on the knees, on the ankles. So during practice, we have to focus on prevention as well. If we don't focus on prevention, we're not going to optimize practice. You'll have a good engine, but the car might break down. Now, we'll be talking about an essential aspect, that is increasing the player's abilities, or at least maintaining the same level. Now, what you need is to build your muscles, but not any type of workout. The thing is not to have just solid thighs that are very explosive, but the thing is to use your strength during the game. And therefore, what's very important is your deep muscles, the deep muscles, growing the deep muscles. But this is not done well enough for the time being, strengthening the deeper muscles. You know, the difference in France with the national team is that since 2004 it started deep muscle building, and that was really good for them. Is Benoit here? No, I wanted to show you something. Where's Benoit? I wanted to show you an example of deep muscle practice, deep muscle work. This is what we need. In life is essential. If you have to lift something up that's very heavy, deep muscles will be essential to rebalance your body. In handball, during the impacts, the first thing that will be used is not the superficial muscles, the chest muscles, it's the deep muscles. If the deep muscles are solid, then you can develop other muscles, the shoulders, the legs, etc., depending on what you need to do on the court. You will see later on. I won't be too long, but I'll show you some images. You will see. Can you show me the other one? Yeah, images of practice. Not on the floor, please. Not the one on the left, but the one... Oh, there we are. Now, you know what I do, and that's my philosophy. Look at the players there. What they want is to play handball, you know. When I train them, they shouldn't feel they're tired for no purpose. So everything I do with them should have a purpose. Each time we do something, each time we practice and we train, I try and do something as best as I can. I don't want them to be tired. In the past, you know, that was what people would do. I did this myself. We asked them for a tough workout. We said if they could do this, they could play a good match. No, that's the end of it. No. So in terms of deep muscles, this is what we do. I'll explain it later on. We have all sorts of exercises that players like doing. They have to like doing things. Of course, we manage them, but sometimes close to the sidelines, we help the players with some practice and training. So we do this. That's for abdominal muscles, and also we have deep muscle practice on the floor. Can you show us the right hand side video, please? That's a vertical, deep muscle. Now, look at this. You know, usually the handballers are standing up. Look at Nicolas here. He's on a mat, on a map, a thicker map, and we have pressure sensors there to measure everything, and there we can work the deep muscles. And look at this, we can use this bar. That's, well, they were just discovering how this works. And look at this, and I can tell you they have muscles. These guys, they do have muscles. Okay. So when we're sure that we have the deep muscles, we're sure that the players will be protected. Their backs will be solid, their pelvis as well will be protected, and that means that's when we can start working on the muscles, all the other muscles. You will see, when we work on bodybuilding, we lift very heavy loads. Okay? Here's a reminder of the method, very quickly, of course. So by and large, there's weight lifting, okay? We're not really interested in that. That's just to have big muscles. That's good for bodybuilders or rugby players. Rugby players need to put on more muscles so that they're heavier. But the problem when you take more weight, muscle weight, is that you're going to be slower. No. What we want is endurance, strength in endurance. That is, the ability to repeat efforts with loads, not too heavy. Let me give you a good example. A player that wants, or someone who wants to row across the channel will be practicing in a rowing boat with loads on the oars, but not too heavy. I don't know how many kilos he's going to have on each oar to cross the channel. He's going to repeat a series of rowing, 100 strokes on the oars. We're not doing exactly the same. And then there's development of strength. Development of strength. That is the ability to lift something that's very, very heavy. Pure strength is necessary. If you're not strong, you will not be able to be explosive enough. So you need to be strong. One of the problems that I've seen very often with handball is that usually when people think about bodybuilding, it's pure strength, or workout sessions, it's pure strength. 6 times 80%. This is what the French team was doing in the 90s. If it's only exercises that focus on strength, it's not enough. You'll be stronger, but you will be slower. And usually the trainers were saying, okay, but if it's muscle build-up, the players are too slow. That's true. So this is not what we want. We want explosive strength. This is what I've been working on. I've been working on this for 20 years. What we want is something very heavy and something very light. And look at this, that's explosive strength. There are 2 things you can do. One which is strength and speed, that's for handball, and the other one would be power and strength. That's more for rugby, you see, because the impacts are different in rugby. You need more strength, whereas for us, we need more speed. But you know, this is what we have to do. Differentiate between both things so that we can meet our objectives. Let me show you what I do. We have a video there for you. There you are. This is my method. This is what we do with weight lifting. And we have to step on a box. Rather than squatting down, you can work on each leg. That's with 160 kilos with one leg. If it were 2 legs, it would be 350 kilos. So, climbing up on the box 4 times, and there's body balance there, so that's good for deep muscles. If you have up to 200 kilos on your backs, you have to have good, deep muscles. Right leg, left leg. Now, these are impulse jumps. Not that good, not that good. That's without any load on your backs. And after this, this plus a sprint. If you combine both, you're going to be faster. You need to combine both things. Otherwise, you're going to be strong but slow. Is there another video, I think? No? Oh, yeah. This power on the right leg. Let me show you. No, that's not what I wanted. Can you show us just the drawing? There we are. You know, I work in the field. I have not studied anything at university. And You know, I use an accelerometer when people use weight lifting bars, and then we can measure both strength and speed. These are the curves. Now, this is a player in 2005. I tried this with this player, an athlete. That's the test, the first line. Could you show us what's with a pointer or something? There we are. This is the one. No, the dark line, please. The upper part, there is power. On the left, sorry, we have power. On the right, we have strength. We've measured strength. So 6 sessions, 1 every other day, with press-ups, 90% maximum. To develop strength, you have to reach 85% or 90% of your maximum. If you press on your leg 300 kilos once, you will have to use 250 kilos up to 300 kilos. So he was doing this 3 times, and then after this, he would jump. He did this 6 times. After 6 times, we tried this again with another test. Look at strength. It has not changed very much. Strength is maintained. On the bottom right-hand side, you have 220, so maybe an improvement of 6 kilos. But look at power increase, plus 30% power increase. So it's strength and speed. When I started, there were specialists such as Mr. Cometti who was saying, you should do this. And then when I tried and started measuring, I thought, this is the best thing to do, the best thing. And then, back to the previous slide, please. No, not this one, the one before. There we are. So these types of sessions. So it all depends when you do this. If it's at the beginning of the season, if we have the beginning of the season, it's 5 series. Otherwise, it's 2 during the season. And I've forgotten to video everything, but you know, this is proprioception. And so we have a special mattress, and we have a load on their backs. That's for the gluteus or the buttocks, because that's very important. This is the muscle you use to jump or move or change direction or increase your speed. So you have to work on your gluteus or buttocks. And after this, there was weightlifting, and after this, there were impulses and jumps. But you can have press-ups. I don't like this, but you can do this, press-ups, and then afterwards, coordination. That is side jumps or press-ups plus coordination and speed. During the season, it's one-on-one at full speed, 2 jumps and then one-on-one. So it all depends. It all depends on the period during the year, and we can use different types of exercise. It's not just using the box on the floor. I did that to start with because I didn't want to hurt their backs. Not too much work or load on their back. What you saw was 160 kilos. But at Cambrai, before the quarterfinals, that is for the London Olympics, they would use 220 kilos on their backs. If it's half squatting, you have to have at least 450 kilos. And I'm not sure in this case that deep muscles are enough, because the bones will suffer. So I thought, okay, we'll use this box. This is what we do in handball. So it's closer to what players do on the court. And then I thought, okay, standing up on one leg, that's good for your deep muscles. So one exercise for 2 objectives that are met. And then a few more words about muscles. I think that in terms of workout, many people are wrong when they do the classic things. You need this contrast. You need this contrast. Otherwise, you will never meet your objectives. You know, the other day, I saw a woman. She was preparing a professional team, training a professional team, a French team. She was doing very good things, but she would use 60 kilos and the players had to squat down a little. Okay, that's good for muscle build-up. They're not going to injure the players at all, but they're not going to develop their muscles enough. To develop muscles, you have to lift something that's heavy. To do this, you have to protect your body and therefore work on the deep muscles. If you've not done all of that, you will never meet your objectives.
Ordonné, je vous le montrerai tout à l'heure.
But of course, you also need to coordinate this with speed. Muscle building alone is not enough. I think I have no more slides, right? Right. What I suggest is that we move on to questions, if there are any questions.
Ah. Vous n'avez pas prévu de micro? Plus vite.
We apologize. The questions are not coming to us for the interpreters. It's not working. What do you mean by younger athletes? Between 6 and 12 years of age, all your qualities, physical qualities, develop. Just going to the gym and doing muscle building starts at a very young age. But you can't ask very young kids to do what I'm going to show you in a moment. But doing activities for muscle building, yes, as long as they're fun. You know, their BMI is low. You'll see that the players who are going to take in, they're younger than me, but they're not that young. They're going to be using their body mass, their muscle, which involves, you know, tremendous strength. A child doesn't have that strength. But at the same time, yes, you do want to start at a young age. You know, before, we didn't really think about building abs. People naturally had abs because they were living in rural areas. They would lift. They would have a lot of physical, you know, work, and so likewise, you can do that with younger kids, and then once they've physically developed and grown, it becomes different. But typically, depending on individuals, anywhere between age 14, 15, 16, and then 20, you have that tremendous acceleration. That's really where you want to focus on physical development. Before, you have to work technically, and when once the growth peak is behind, then you have to work differently. Do we have any other questions?
The French team has been in a training camp in Andorra, 2,400 meter high level. Is it right?
D'accord, d'accord.
Why did you? What was the purpose? You have chosen it, and how long have you been there?
Can you please repeat the question?
Excuse me?
Can you please repeat the question?
Repeat,
Yes. Okay.
please.
Yes, I would like to ask why the French team had been in a training camp in Andorra, in Pas de la Casa, in 2,400 meter high level. Is it because of the altitude training?
Ah. Alors, c'est pas pour... c'est toi qui vas traduire? Ah, c'est la cabine qui traduit. Ouais, ok. C'est absolument...
It's not for cardio or pulmonary work. In order to have an impact on hemoglobin, All this is not confirmed, but people say that you have to spend at least 3 weeks in altitude, and the effects of hemoglobin don't last that long. So training in high altitude is good when you do endurance, when you do individual work, when you work on long distance, and so on. But the other reason why I decided to go in altitude, I can't remember the name of the place now, but the location is at 1,600 meters because you recover very quickly. It's a great place. There's nobody. It's very quiet. Oh, well, there's a bunch of cows, and more cows, and more cows. So no distractions. No distractions. The players are very focused. They're there to do muscle building. It's extremely tough for them. So a lot of muscle building and recovery. And this is a way to make them fresh. You know, for the Olympics, the preparation is in June. In June, when you go to the mountains and high altitude, the weather is okay. It's not very hot. It's not super hot. When in other places, it can be much warmer. So we've never had any prepping problems since 2004. We've been working the same way. Any other questions?
Ah, une autre.
Okay. Do you physical training in the water?
Dans l'eau?
Yeah.
Alors, attends, l'entraînement.
In water, you mean?
Training ou récupération? Oh,
Training or recovering? What are you referring to exactly?
non, non, mais j'ai testé ça dans l'eau.
Well, we've done some testing in water with loads, but I've done it individually. I've done it with tennis players, not with handball player. We work a lot on body contact, leg contact, and when you're in the water, you know, you get blisters, ripping on the bottom of the pool, which is not a good idea.
Oui. Est-ce que tu peux préciser?
Hi, could you tell us a little bit more about the notion of contrast? What did you mean by contrast? Did you mean alternating? No. When I meant contrast, it's within a series. You have to contrast body work, strength. You work strength, and then you work on your lightness, explosiveness, speed. What you need to do is to do vertical jumps, but of course also horizontal jumps. But the contrast, you do it right. You need that contrast right away. You do maximum weight lifting 3-4 times, depending on the percentage, and immediately after you contrast with squats, leg squats, and then you do quick starts. You go left, you go right, you push in your leg, you jump up. Okay, so it's very different then. It is, but the muscle contraction at the end of the day is the same. If I push up like this with a heavy weight, and then I jump like this, the muscle groups are the same. The muscle contraction is the same, but you work on strength first, speed next.
C'est bon? Voilà. Vous avez dit que pour développer, il faut.
So you said to where are you? I can't see you. There you are. You said in order to develop, you need to work on heavy weights, and I think you said you done reduce the number of series, but during events, you said 60 kilograms. It's just for maintenance, body maintenance. How about competitions? What do you mean competitions? Well, during the championship, like this one, what do you do? Okay, well, that's a good example. If we stay in the championship, we have games every 2 days. So there is 1 day. Some players may play a bit less than others. For example, in Rio, Daniel Narcis, he's very explosive, by the way. But I think 3 days before the quarterfinal, he wanted to work his legs explosiveness. So he had a warm up. And then he did a series, 400 kilograms on the push-ups, and he was jumping 1 meter 40. He did one series. That's it. Just one. Just to activate his muscular system and reach maximum efficiency. So very little volume, but with the highest load, the biggest load. Same thing in Cambrai. This was the day before the quarterfinal against Spain. He did a series with 220 kilograms on his legs. Everything was very carefully coordinated. And then followed by jumps. If he just did the muscle building, the weight, he would have been less coordinated the next day, you know. So you think it would be a mistake to reduce the load during competition? Yeah. You know where Rome is, right? Oh, I'm African. I know you're African. You go to Rome, you take a different route than I do. Okay? You don't take the same itinerary I take, okay? What I'm saying is that I know that what I'm doing is great. I'm not saying what others are doing is bad. I'm not saying that there are no other ways, there are no other alternatives. All I'm saying is that what I'm doing can allow you to become explosive. If you do just heavy weight, you're not going to kill the players. But you're not going to get the same results. You're not going to have the same impact on the neuromuscular network. But this is something you have to do very careful. If you ask a player to do this overnight, you're going to destroy the player. You have to get them ready in terms of proprioception. Technically, mentally, they have to be fit and ready. And this is something that goes very slowly, very gradually. So that is why you have to start with sub-maximal or maximum loads first. Okay, Alain, let's move on to some practice now. Welcome to the Ponto Combo team. Once again, good morning, gentlemen. And we would like to thank you again for having accepted our invitation again for this second morning.
Salut les gars, venez là. Oui, bien sûr. Déjà, bonjour. Vous prenez chacun un tapis pour faire la sieste.
Okay, you're not going to take a nap, right? You know that, guys. We're not here for a nap. Are you injured? This, in all clubs, you should have this. I'll show you why later. Okay, so keep in mind, they warmed up, right? You did, right? You did some Russian warming up, right?
Donc on va pas faire une séance de gainage.
So, we're going to do we're going to work abs a little bit, just warm up. Okay, have a seat, and let me just. Why don't you turn to the side? I'll use you as my dummy. So let me just give you some initial information on abs. You have the straight muscles, the ones that are that go from that cover your chest, start from below the chest all the way down to the pelvis, and this is what men love to show when they're on the beach, right? But it's the least important muscle because it's always active. When you pick something up, when you squat, that's the muscle that operates. What I see. Can you do some crunches at high speed? Okay, I'm not saying that's not good, but before you solicit the muscle, it's not going to work. When you go to the fitness, ladies, right? You do an hour. I need 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you can do as much as in an hour. we have little time, so we need to be as efficient, time efficient as possible. So let me give you some weights. This is what we do. We work with loads, right? Wait, so here you are.
Hyper importante, relever les points.
So your toes should be up. The bottom of your back is flat. Okay, if your feet are like this, what happens is that you get some space under your back, and that's not good because your back has to be flat. What you want is to build your abs. This is this chain of muscles around the body. Then we have the if you look at how abs operate, you need to properly work your breathing. So inflate or inhale. Now you breathe out and then you go up. Keep your hands, your arms vertical, and then you block for 2 seconds, and you get an isometric contraction. So your back has to be flat on the ground. Blow. That's how you open your diaphragm, and that's how your abs contract. So you go up and down. In my protocol, we do this 20 times. So go ahead, just do 15, okay? You do it with the loads. So inhale, you keep your feet up. See, this is too high. Your feet need to be up. There you go. Okay, I need some air here. So look at this guy here. This is no good. This is no good. It's too high because your abs are operating only in the first 30 degrees. Go ahead, go ahead. Okay, that's it. That's abs. If you go above, it's the psoas, which the psoas is this very tough muscle, which connects your knee, lower limb to your pelvis. The psoas, as you know, osteopaths. Osteopaths will tell you it's very important to relax the psoas. Otherwise, you're going to have, eventually your pelvis will twist, will turn, which is not good. So you do this 20 times, and then that's it. Once you've completed your 20 lift-ups, you've actually worked the central abs. Now we're going to work the side ones. Lift one leg just a little bit, like this, no more. Now you're going to destabilize your pelvis. So don't move the leg, okay? Now we're going to work diagonally, okay? So we're going to do this. Okay, put some air in there. And blow.
Là, bouge pas, oui.
Okay, very slowly, not very high. See, you're not very stable. So you need to build that stability with your abs. Okay, guys, why don't you do that 10 times? Your leg has to be very low, and then you don't move it. Your legs need to be, lift them up a bit more. This is very good. Okay, try to reach a bit more to the side. You want to go here. There you go. See? Now you're working your lateral abs, your diagonal abs. That's crappy. That's very crappy. Sorry. That's pretty bad. Okay, this, very low, and you want to reach out. Okay, and your leg doesn't move, shouldn't move. Okay, this is pretty good. Try to be more on the side. You want to work your side abs and lift up.
C'est pas mal. Ah, merde aussi, pourquoi ta jambe?
That's crap. Why are you stretching your legs? For God's sake. Okay, I needed someone to pick on. It's you. Okay. Okay, now third. As you can see, this is a quick protocol. So the third exercise, again, we're going to work side abs. Stretch your legs. No contact here, no contact. You're controlling your legs with your abs. Lift your arm. Don't move the other arm. Breathe in. Breathe out. And touch my leg. And you stay there. Okay. See? And stay there. Stay there. Keep contact. Okay, you need to seriously work your abs.
Ça, c'est pas mal. Et après,
See, this is pretty good. And then you want to do this with heavier loads, of course, because as you do this, your body get used to it, so you have to create more resistance. So with this load, you keep this load straight up, which means you're going to exert even more pressure on your abs. And that's how you build your abs. So blow, make sure you breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and think about your diaphragm. That's where all your it should be a center of gravity. So lift your leg a bit higher so your back stays flat. Same thing here. Lift your leg just a bit higher up to keep it. What did I just say? This one. There you go. You're going too high. Too high. Okay, see? Go reach out to my hand. See? Your abs, you're not doing your abs. This is pretty crappy, right? You would agree, right? So are you, if you're asking me if this is it, no. You can work all your abs in different ways. We do this in a very quick way to improve your circulation, but always do this in control with isometrics. Where you keep the body in position. If you don't, well then you can do 100 and it's not going to work. So you need to do it in a very accurate way, and you need to get it right. So working your abs again is working the deep muscle. So let's do some isometric ab working. Okay. Okay, a little bit up. Okay, there you go. See, when you're working your straight muscle, you're okay. Okay, since 1990, this is what we see. It's called isometric, which means without moving. This is coming from surgery, when people had back surgery, spinal surgery. Put your butt down. Lower your butt. It has to be flat. So this is what we asked people who had surgery, back surgery, we asked them to do this. So we are using this to educate the younger kids so they feel their back. And they can keep this position for a long time. And this is really about fatigue. Are you guys okay? Are you having a good time? Okay, you know what? It's okay. We could have done this for much longer, but this is about fatigue. Some people could, do this for a day. I think the guy who's the world record went for 55 hours. Is this what we want? However, no. Here, you have a lot of muscle. I need your assistance in handball. You're a tough guy. Okay, you have the ball. I'm an old fart, right? So you hold the ball, Okay, you're attacking, I'm the defender. What's the defender going to do? Impact. Not, maybe not that much, but so the deep muscle, right? If you do that, if I do this to Karabatic, you know, you're going to hurt yourself because his body reaction, the deep muscle, he is so strong that he can stop that impact. Okay, stop the impact. Resist, resist. See, you need to work your deep muscle. Your deep muscle is underdeveloped. And yet you have big arms. You're a strong guy. All your superficial muscles are very strong, but your deep muscles are not as strong. If you work your deep muscle, you're going to really be able to better express the power of your superficial muscle. You know, if you're on a man-to-man, the transmission of strength and coordination goes through your abs. If you have no abs, forget about it. Forget about it. And this is something you can't see. But if you have strong abs, you will move much more rapidly. The transmission goes much faster. So isometrics is not what we need in handball. What we need in handball is we work with using or destabilizing the body. Destabilizing, restabilizing.
Mais toi, comme vous étiez,
I'll show you. And make sure you try this, okay, for yourselves. Do this. Don't move your body except for your leg. 3 seconds. Put it back. The other one. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. That's good. That's good. Do you do this? Because I thought you did some of this, but I think you were lying. Good, good. So, just by lifting up one leg, ask these guys what happens every single time. Every single time they lift up their leg, you get that diagonal response, diagonal reaction. So if you try to do this, 5 on each side, okay? And as a coach, what do? Well, I want to make sure this is aligned. I want to make sure that you don't have a curved back. That's too curved. You got a lot of muscle, my friend. That's good. Good abs. Seriously. Don't lift your leg. I never told you to lift up your leg. I said lift up your foot. Just your foot. Stretch it out. Don't lift your leg. Don't lift your leg. Just your foot. Stretch it out. Nothing should move except for your foot, right? That itches, doesn't it? You done? Good. Good. This is pretty good. Okay, let's leave it here. This is the first exercise. Pretty simple. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Get on your hands, feet apart.
ça c'est plat, ça c'est...
Make sure that the body is stretched. Has to be flat. Your butt should be flat. You don't want to put your butt too much up. Okay. And now, without moving the body, you lift one hand up without moving the rest of your body. The body does not move. Okay, one hand, the other hand. One foot, the other foot. Just a few centimeters up.
C'est bien, les gars. Ah non, vous travaillez bien, c'est bien. Bonne note, là.
This is good. Very good. Okay. Simply by can you feel you're working your abs? Put a smile on your face. You should be happy. Okay. Let's make it a bit tougher. You know this, right? Now we're going to... This was very gentle. This was very quiet. Now we're going to destabilize the body in a more violent way. So, okay, I'm going to set the pace, and then you touch your knee. Okay. Right hand, lift, right. Sorry, left hand, right arm. Pretty good.
Hé, hé, il y a du vent là-bas. Top! Et toi, t'es monstrueux, hein?
You are amazing. You are not very good with abs. Put a smile on your face. I want to see that smile. What's your butt doing up there? Okay, other side.
Prêt?
Other side, I said. There we go. Again. 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 Now, the shoulders. The shoulders, they have the weight. So, we've been working on deep muscles in the arms, and immediately you have to do this with your shoulders. Now, this movement, have you seen that? That, and that. That's to relax the muscles, right? That's for your shoulder, the position of the shoulder, and then what you have to do is relax the shoulder. You have to feel it in the shoulder. And do it this way, just like they do in tennis, right? There's the capsule there. And if you have a problem with a capsule, then it's inflammation. So you have to do this movement so that there's no pain. Okay? Good. 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 Both sides, please. Both sides. Both. Good. Now then, we'll continue with deep muscles again. And you know what we did earlier on purpose? I didn't show you, because I didn't want to, what we're going to do with the upper muscles. I was surprised because nobody asked the question. I did it on purpose. I didn't mention the upper muscles. Do we work in the same way for these upper muscles? For the lower limbs, that's explosiveness for me. But for the upper part of the body, it's strength. You know, if you have to defend. Now, okay, move on the side, So I have to control you. So I need to protect my forearms, my shoulders. I have to be strong in the upper part of the body. So what I use for the upper body is strength for the upper muscles. Now, speed is like that. I mean, I don't want to do this technical movement. It's complex, you know. When you throw the ball, people throw the ball in different ways, so I don't want to work on this, how to throw the ball. But what I want to do is to use pure strength on the upper part of the body so that the player is strong in the upper body to fight back against the attackers, because otherwise you can have a shoulder injury. So you have the right to control the other player, the opponent. The second thing I work on is the shoulder blades. That's essential for your balance. You know, if you work on the front muscles, your shoulders will not be well placed, and therefore you will have shoulder problems, mainly when you have to throw with the arms up. So that's to protect the upper muscles, right? So shoulders, always think about your shoulders as well, and develop the chest muscles, which means that what I do in practice is I work on the chest muscles. Okay, you are a strong guy. Yeah, I saw that. Sorry for you. Sorry for you. Okay, you're going to show us this. Okay, push-ups. You know, people do this all the time. No, no, no. Useless. Look at this. Look at the difference. Spread out your legs. And go down very, very slowly, in an eccentric way. That is, slow down, there you are, Resist against my pressure, pushing back on my hand, again, more strongly, quickly. No. You have to fight back. Slowly, or both hands on the shoulder blades. Okay, continue like this, push. Okay, not over yet. No. Again. Down. Push up. Again. Again. Push back. Okay, that's 4 times. That's enough. No more quality. What's that? 85%, 86% of the movement? That's strength. He's built up strength rather than having push-ups, because that's just muscle build-up. So we've just changed the load on the shoulder blades. It's easy. You don't need weightlifting or anything else. If you do this way, it's a good thing. You don't need equipment. You don't need equipment. Now, the same for deep muscles. We'll do this, all of you, okay? Now, you have to go down very slowly, push up, okay? Do you know how to do this? Have you done that before? Let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, that's push-ups for deep muscles, okay? Good, good. Longer, you have to stay longer in this position. Do both. Now, when you do this, you do both. This is to develop your chest muscles plus deep muscles at the same time. Very good. Very good. Excellent. And we can make it even more complicated. Look at that. Do this on that. Okay, and move the weight up as well. Now that's more like strength, okay? Because you have to pull the weight up. Not as high as that, please, with the leg. Yeah, I know it's a bit heavy. I know. Can you feel it in an oblique way? Heavier weights? You want heavier weights? Excellent. This is excellent. So you don't need much to work well. And that's quality work, quality workout. Well, of course, at an extra high level, you need to have a special room for workout. But before you do that, there's so many things you can do. Now, vertical development of muscles, deep muscles. Not all of you will do that. Okay, then we'll do coordination and speed. Okay, let me show you something. Yeah, I think you're ready for that. You're ready. We'll start with this, on the floor, okay? Now we're on the floor, and that's not really what they do afterwards, so we have to find something else so that the players can be standing up, okay? So have you done that before? No? Good. Okay, so maybe we're going to remove... No, we're going to start in an easier way if you've never done that before. Okay, the feet like this should go up, and do that. So that's for the deep muscles. Keep your balance, body balance. And then on the mattress, again. Proprioception mattress, that's excellent, because you're going to have stronger ankles against the sprains. Spraining an ankle, that's something that happens with handball. And also, if you do this on the mattress, you will see that the whole chain of muscles will be used, and therefore it works even better. Excellent. If you manage to do this, you'll get something special. I know, you're going to have candies afterwards, or maybe a T-shirt they're going to give you if you manage to do this way. Okay, now much more complex. That is, you have to have a bar with only a weight on one side, so it's not well balanced. So he's got to find the right balance, so all the muscles will be working. Excellent, excellent, very good. Wonderful, wonderful. Your turn. Your turn now. Oh, I said before that what he did was bullshit, so no, now he's got to do something that's good. Your hands should be here, okay? No, without this to start with. Okay, you have one try on the floor. No, Feet like this, please, along this line, and this should go up this way, very quickly, and this way, okay? Usually we do this with a 20-kilo Olympic bar, okay? Like this. A balance again. Again, faster, 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 so that we have more difficulty, so that it's harder. Okay, he's never done that before, but he manages well. That's more difficult. Hey, good, good, excellent. Excellent, wonderful. Stay there. You're strong. You're a strong man. Let's continue. Maybe you'll get Candice too. Okay, let's continue. Okay, this one here and that. This is what you should do, okay? Keeping your balance. We'll remove one. 10 kilos on the arm with the stretched out leg and 4 to 6 kilos on the other one, so as to unbalance the weights and the loads. Okay, same thing. Yeah, on the floor. And the heaviest one is the right-hand side, this way, okay? Okay, with the knee up. Seeing the tension in the muscles. Again. Wonderful. The same on the mat. Excellent, very good, very good. And you know, the series is like 10 and 10. 10 on the left, 10 on the right, and swap. And then there's another thing we can do, which is also very important, another exercise. Well, this is too light, you will see. But it's always very important for the muscles. This is not deep muscles, really, but let's say that's that's to strengthen your muscles and the muscular chain. So your feet should be, your heels rather, should be there on the mattress, okay? Take this very unbalanced bar on the shoulders, and that's a different type of squatting. That is full control. Go down, eccentric position, bending your arms and flexing out stretching out your arms. This way, okay, good. On the shoulders, on the shoulder blades, and go down and stretch out your arms. Lower, lower, lower. No, not the legs, that's crap. Again. Spread out your legs. Slowly, 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 very slowly. Lower, lower, lower. Again, again, again. Again, don't move. Smile. No, both should work. Coordination. Legs stretched out and arms that you have to bend little by little. Okay? Just once. We did it once. You should do this 10 times. 10 times. Every single muscle will be contracted. That's good to maintain your muscles. It's indispensable before going on with heavier weights. So vertical, deep muscles, deeper muscles to be maintained, to have more solid players. Do you want to ask questions on that to start with? Any questions about all of these exercises? Please, yes, please. Over there, yes, sir. With a microphone, of course, please. Or can we ask the questions at the very end? We still have 15 minutes? No, 20 minutes? No? Okay. 15 minutes, not 20. Okay, will you remember your question? Yeah, okay, so let's continue. Please stand up. Stand up. Mattresses on the side. Let's move them around. Okay, we don't want to have them on the floor. We'll continue with coordination and speed. Please, speed up. Come on, guys. Guys, 2 columns, please. Come on, quick. Even though you had your warm-up before. Okay, hey, please, 4 on this side. Okay, same groups. Now, guys, 2 meters of distance between each player, okay? Work to the very end, and then you have to run backwards, okay? Start this way for the ischios, right? And then the front part of the foot. Good. I shouldn't hear a noise. Running backwards 3 times. Higher, legs up. More impulse, please. Good, good. That's to warm up. Three times, and then that's it. Good, good. That's 4 impulses. Okay. This is what we're going to test. Left, right, left, right. Again, the same thing. At the very tip of the foot, not flat foot. No? Okay, dynamically. Okay, good, excellent. Higher up, and backwards. Heels should be up. The heels should be up. Again, again. Not bad. Now we're going to change directions, okay? This way, twice the foot on the floor, twice on the left, twice on the right. Eyes up, eyes up. Never watch the floor. Watch in front of you. You're looking for more information from the other players, right? A second time. That's to prepare the ankles, prepare the knees. That's preparation for the knees. Eyes up, watch in front of you. Watch in front of you, don't watch your feet. Good. That's a bit of a quick warm-up, because we would need to do again the athletic movements again. I know we're not athletes. We should work on footwork, but anyway, not too bad. Okay. Now what we're going to do is this. It's going to be high steps or stepping, and in between each step you have to stamp twice, steeply, okay? Twice on the floor between each cone. Okay, not too close. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Now, if you hit something, you have to go backwards and 2 quality press-ups, okay, for deep muscles. If you hit one of these things, okay, 2 push-ups, quality push-ups. Now, there's one thing that's very important. Don't watch your feet, but watch the goal posts, okay, the goal posts. So you have to remember what you're going to do with your feet, but you have to focus on the goal, right? Excellent. Now, we're going to work on pace, okay? Now, that's the pace. That's the pace I want, okay? Right, do your best. Yeah, I know, you're going to warm up. Yeah, a bit hard, no problem. Okay, here's another thing for you. Right, the first time, right foot on the floor. Second time, left foot on the floor. Okay, again, same rhythm. Yeah, second time. Well, you've seen the pace. You've seen the pace. I wouldn't say it's slow, but it's not really fast. Now, if you want to have coordination and speed, you have to mix things. Sometimes not maximum speed, but sometimes maximum speed. That's for the anaerobic system. Phosocreatine, which is what we have to use, that stays in the body for 7 seconds. So you'll start here. Careful. Okay, what we call steeping to start with. Then a foot on the floor between the cones there, with the knees very high. And when you've finished here, after these 2 cones, you have to speed up as much as you can and slow in the red zone, okay? Because then you have acceleration for handball, but also the eccentric system to slow down is something very important to find your right position. Twice each. Full speed, full speed. And
Cible, bien. Freine.
Slow down, slow down. Work on your brake discs. Your brake discs, guys. Come on, you need to use your brake discs.
5, mais là, on va aller un peu plus vite. Allez, vas-y. Accélère. Ouais, bien. Oui, bien. 2 appuis, ça suffit. Oui. 2 appuis, les gars. Là, il n'y a pas d'accélération. Les gars, on doit voir l'accélération derrière. 2 appuis où ça va plus vite. On va changer, là. On fait 2 passages. Vous accélérez sur 2 appuis et dès que vous touchez le rouge, vous repoussez sur le côté en marche arrière. OK? Vous par là, vous par là. Allez, prêt?
Look at me here, my hands. Okay, not bad. Again, another time. Okay, now let's recover, because the heartbeat's gone up, really up. In terms of the muscles as well, neuromuscular, that's quite tough. So, in order to recover, what we're going to do is that we're going to do something different. What you're going to do here is stamping twice on the floor, okay, tuck, tuck, and then 3 here, 2 slow and 3 quick, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, at your own pace. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Not bad. And try and watch in front of you. Watch in front of you. Don't look at your feet. Watch in front of you. Okay, you're looking for information from the other players, so look ahead. Watch at the other players. This is what you always have to do. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, not bad. Let's continue. 1 step there, and then 1 on the side and back. Okay, 1, 1, 1 on this side and back. Okay? And as close as possible to the floor. Do this rather quickly. No need to jump. No need to jump. Come back quickly. Side and quickly back. Side and quickly back. That's think about your deep muscles. You should have a straight body, It's the legs that need to be bending, plus the feet on the floor. You know, that's very important. Some players do this, man on man, with a bending of the knees, but the first thing that matters for strength is the foot. The foot is the first level of transmission. A very tense muscle chain so that you have quick response. Okay? Back within the two cones as quickly as you can. Eyes, guys, eyes. Further away. Further away. Good. If you're at ease, further away. Heads up, heads up. Not bad. That's good. Hey, you're probably a pivot. That's good. You know, I was wrong before. Okay, abdominals, no problem. You were doing something that wasn't good, whereas here you're really good. You're good. For deep muscles, you're good. Okay, now, let's continue. Okay, slaloms now, right? As quickly as possible. As quickly as you can. Come on, quick, twice. Okay, twice. You shouldn't cross your legs, okay, when they're on the floor. Now, again, you're going to go further to the left, further to the right. One of you should have fallen down. Oh, who did that? Who did that with the cones? Okay, push-ups. That was not enough on the left, not enough on the right, okay? 1.5 meters is what I want on both sides. And very quickly, slow down and very quickly to be back, okay? Twice the foot on the floor. Further, really far on the right, far on the left. Don't stop. I'm an old guy. I can't go that fast. More to the left, more to the right. Better. Straight, really straight. Good. Straight body position. Stronger, that's better. You're tall, that's normal. It's more difficult. You know, transmission, the muscle chain is more difficult. Okay, now we're going to run backwards. Okay, start with your backs on the cones. Your feet should be like this all the time, okay? This way. It's the pelvis that's going to be used, okay? This way. Diagonals, right? And the hands shouldn't be static. You should move your hands, not in a symmetric way, okay? In any other position for the hands, okay? Any position for the arms. Not the same movements. Look, your eyes up. Eyes up. Watch in front of you. Eyes up. Eyes up. Not too close, otherwise you're going to bump into one another. As I said before, leave space between you guys. Another time. Faster, faster. Now, guys, I'm sorry, because that's only a warm-up. You agree with me, that's only warm-up. But they said at 10 I should stop, but we have questions. So, okay, come with me, guys. Please be kind to them, okay? Please be kind to everybody and clean up all the mess, please. That is all the mattresses. Yeah, I have to stop. Otherwise, this guy over there, you know, he looks kind and nice, but that's not correct. Okay, we can put our hands together for them. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's the first time we've been working together, and I must say, the way they reacted, you might have the impression it's easy. I can tell you it isn't easy. Horizontal, deep muscle development is not easy. And, you know, coordination as well, coordination and speed, very, very good. Go on like this. Continue. Well, up again, up the hill. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, guys. You can have a shower now. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, the Ponto Combo team. Thank you, Alain, for stopping right on time. That's an excellent effort. Okay, well, I think we already had a question before. I suppose you remember your question. And hello, I have a question to ask about deep muscles and muscle development. So, according to you, you're saying we need to have the deep muscles before we can continue with superficial muscles. Come on, are you kidding me? No, that's not what I meant, really. Of course, you need to have a workout, muscle workout, but also deep muscles. But you will never be able to have maximum strength and balancing of the body exercises if you don't have deep muscles. But learning muscle development with lightweight lifting is easy. You can start at 12, at 13. Look at the weightlifters. The weightlifters, they start at 14 years old. When they're 14, they can lift up very light weights.
So how do you know they've worked their abs enough? Well, when they're flat, and I don't need to kick them. No, seriously. Visually, I can tell when the pelvis is straight. You know, when you have a bench with a ball, it's all about building your abs. If you feel that you know things are not right, you can tell. It's all visual. It's visual. You know, all you need to do is to look, and that's pretty much it. I don't have an assessment method or a test, if that's your question. Okay, we can take one final one. A final question. Keep it short, and keep the answer short because we have to stick to the time.
You've been talking about the player and the shoulders and the. You said Karpetic will be not moving like this because he got a big muscles and so on. But this is not about center of gravity of the player.
Vous avez parlé du gainage des épaules et qu'il ne faut surtout pas bouger en faisant du gainage. Mais est-ce que c'est pas en rapport avec le centre de gravité?
Non, oui, peut-être, mais...
Maybe. Well, but I think it's more about stability of deep muscle. Of course, your center of gravity is important, but what's really important, what's fundamental, is the deep, diagonal muscle. You seem to disagree.
Yes, I seem to disagree about this, because the center of gravity is what you balance your body like. If you are moving on your left leg, okay, the whole weight will be to the left, and if you are going to the right way, the whole weight will be to the right, so it will be easier to be pushed.
Avec le centre de gravité, en fait, si on est en équilibre,
Oui.
et après, quand vous partez à gauche, c'est
Oui.
le centre de gravité se trouve dans un certain point,
Oui.
mais quand vous partez à droite, ça change. Et donc,
Oui. Ouais. Oui, dis-lui.
I'm not sure it's the center of gravity. You know, most players have one side that's stronger. If you're right-handed, your left leg, this diagonal is very strong. The other diagonal, because it's less solicited in movements, is less strong. So I guess the center of gravity has a role to play. I don't really think about this in these terms. I think about the logic of the chain of muscles, not so much gravity.
And center of gravity, because the center of gravity controls your balance, and the deep muscle, the strength for you to move on to the right or to the left.
en fait, c'est la combinaison des deux, parce que
Oui.
la gravité s'occupe de l'équilibre,
Oui.
et les muscles s'occupent de tout le reste.
Oui.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. Okay, thank you very much. Alain will be around for some more time today. If you want to talk to him, if you have additional questions, I think he'll be in the area. I would like to thank you for your attention. Thank you very much. Thank you, Allan.